As we grow older, it becomes hard to capture that sense of wonder that we had as a child. Wonder comes easily in childhood, like the feeling of seeing fireflies for the first time dancing in the waning light at dusk, or the first time you planted a seed and watched it grow, or flew on an airplane and saw the world in a whole new way. Many of us were lucky to grow up in a safe, nurturing environment, and were able to develop our sense and our capacity to wonder. As we grew, our vision extended beyond ourselves. We started to wonder about the many people in our lives. What were their thoughts, their experiences, their pain, their joy, their wants and their needs? They seem to be as complex as we are, their inner world as infinite as our own. As we matured and encountered people who were good examples of openness and caring, we started seeing others as our equals, and we gained insight in how to love them. Wonder is the wellspring for love. The call to love beyond ourselves has been preached and taught by spiritual teachers and social reformers throughout the centuries. They have taught us to treat no one as a stranger, to practice unending compassion, to embrace an open hospitality to all and be ready to welcome them into our homes. We were taught to love our neighbors without limit and to care for all of those among us who are widowed, sick, imprisoned, and orphaned. We were called to expand our circle beyond those who are counted as family and friends, so that it will include all who are worthy of our care and concern. These teachings helped us to create a common vision of interconnectedness and interdependence. We are all part of one another. We share a common ancestry with everyone and every living thing on this planet. The air we breathe contains atoms that have passed through the lungs of our ancestors, long dead. Our bodies are composed of the same elements that created the universe. We can look upon the face of everyone that we meet and say, although I do not know you yet, you are a part of me. All we have to do to open ourselves to this kind of divine wonder is to draw upon and reclaim a sliver of what we once knew as a child. If we can remember how it felt to experience such wide-eyed, unrestricted, unprejudiced wonder, then we will have what we need to learn how to love without restrictions and prejudice. Our spiritual journey is a constant interplay between moments capturing such wonder and surrendering to those moments. When we surrender ourselves to the goodness, truth, or beauty of something beyond and outside of ourselves, we capture a glimpse of the goodness, truth, and beauty that can exist in ourselves. This is the great inner dialogue that we call prayer. When we pray contemplatively, we come to understand that every experience can be sacramental, and they can guide us to an epiphany. But we often struggle with prayer because our egos become resistant to wonder, and we refuse to surrender our will to anything not of our own making. In order for the moment to teach us, we must allow ourselves to be at least slightly awed by that moment, so that it can draw us inward and upward toward an experience of wonder. All we need is a single moment of uncalled for and spontaneous awe to get us started. The seeking of such moments form the foundation of our journey in faith. These moments of wonder that we seek are not always inspired by beauty and goodness. Sometimes they come in very hard packages. Sometimes great suffering can stun us and bring us to our knees in wonder. But whether it is beauty or pain that brings us to wonder, God is there in all of it, using every single circumstance of our life to draw us ever more deeply into the heart of God. When we surrender to those moments of awe, in a place of prayerful repose, an unspeakable joy can erupt when we least expect it, when the burden is greatest, even when it seems that all hope is gone. It rises on the crest of impossibility, and it beckons us to act, not just as an individual, but as a community. It is a joy that lives as comfortably in our crying out for joy as it does in our silent grief. This joy that comes from a deep-seated sense of awe and wonder is our strength, and we need strength because we are well into the 21st century, and this world of ours is still not healed.